Hello everyone. Happy weekend, happy Friday. Thank you for being here. I am glad you are joining me for today's video because we are exploring the second color of the Granulating Colors 2 by Kuretake, and that will be the Cosmic Olive. And if you will remember from my swatching, this is what this color looks like. And so for today's exercise, I thought I would just play a little bit more with the negative painting technique because this color has such a nice variation. I am hoping to get some nice purples in there as well as this nice what I call sap green. So I am going to prep my paper and then I will put down the first layer. I have Hahnemühle watercolor paper, 140 pounds, and this is a 9x6 size. And I will be painting on the back side of the paper because it has a little bit more texture than the front. So I am going to wet my paper on one side so that when I start working on the front, it will curl back and flatten it out. All right. And so now I'm just gonna spray some water and then we can drop in some color. I am looking for quite a good coverage. I have some leftover in here from last time. I'm looking for good coverage, but I don't want it to be too dark. And I know that these colors are, they don't lighten very much as they dry. So I know I don't need a lot of pigment. And I can play with the water quite a bit. If you've never worked with these paints before, they activate very nicely in quite a bit of water. And then as it dries, you get these variations of color. It's almost like a color shifting, as well as granulating color. I really liked this one when I swatched it, so I am hoping that it won't disappoint. So the goal is to cover the page and then put in some fun accents. Ooh, maybe we can use, I just realized, maybe we can use salt. I'll be right back. Just to give it a little bit more interest, and I have a feeling that by adding the salt, we will be able to draw out a lot more of that purple that's in here. I said I didn't want to make it too dark, but I'm gonna spray some water on this. And first of all, there's already a nice shade of purple coming through. And I haven't quite decided yet what I want to work with once it's dry. But I feel like it lends itself really well for some rocks. And then we can maybe put some doodles over it, depending on how interesting the background turned out. How about that? All right, so I just put some flaky salt on top, and now we're gonna let this dry and see what it turns out. I like to let my watercolor dry on its own. I don't like to use a hairdryer. I feel like it gives me a better quality color. That might just be me, but just gonna let this dry. It's gonna take me a little while because the front as the back is wet. We'll just leave this here, and then once it's dry, I'll be back to show you. All right, should we check and see if it's dry? Look at how fun that turned out. Okay, look at that. So fun. I think this background works really well for some mossy rocks. What do you think? And I am going to do the second layer with the same color, so I think that is the way to go with this one. All right, let's do it that way. For the second layer, I wanted it to be a little bit more concentrated, so I made sure I had more pigment in the water, which ended up being more green than purple as it dried. I like it though, because now you can really see the different textures that those rocks have. And this is what it looks like now that everything is outlined. Remember, this is still all just the same color. I have not added anything else. And later I will add a little bit gold and also some of the colored pencils, like I have done in previous paintings that are in that same style. For the extra decorations and doodles, I am choosing the rocks that I think have a little bit less of that texture in it, so as to not cover up what we achieved on the first layer. And there are a few that look really spectacular now that we have highlighted them into individual rocks. The rocks looked great just outlined, but it wouldn't be much of a video for you. And that is the only reason really why I am continuing. If you're choosing to do this for yourself and you like what you see the way it is after you've outlined it, just leave it. It doesn't need any more. But I figured I want to give you just a little bit more, but it really doesn't need it if you think about it. Now I'm adding my favorite gold to it. It is a very light shade of gold, which is perfect for this because it doesn't take away from the background too much. I wanted to see what the color would do if I dropped it into the gold. I didn't particularly like it. After it didn't do much. I was hoping maybe that purple would come out a little bit more as I dropped it into the gold, but it didn't. So I think I ended up just adding more gold on top and not worry about it. As I am continuing working on this piece, I just wanted to give a few final thoughts. Generally, I really enjoyed how this turned out. I really think that by adding the second layer with a darker color and highlight these individual rocks a little bit more, made the whole piece stand out a little bit better. I love that I remembered putting the salt on top. However, I would have hoped for a little bit more purple because I really like this green and purple color combo. So part of me wanted to cheat and put some extra purple in, but I didn't. So what you see is generally what this color did on the paper. I think had I used the Canson paper, I might have been able to bring out more of those color variations, but the Hahnemühle paper just flattens out so much better when I'm done with it. I don't really have to do anything to it, and I like that when I am working on top of it. So that was really the only reason why. But as I said last time, I really encourage you to play around with the paper as well, because the difference in quality of paper makes a huge difference in how this color dries. That is, if you are choosing to buy these or if you have them already. So it doesn't necessarily mean that better quality paper will give you a better effect. Just keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or let me know if you liked how we played with this cosmic olive today. The salt was really a great addition, and to be honest, it helped me focus and decide a little bit better on what I wanted to do today. Next week, I will be playing with the cosmic green, and I am a little bit nervous because when I swatched it, it didn't do much. But I have an idea, and I am curious how it's going to turn out. So I hope you will join me in that video, and I have tried to list everything in the description box below if you're curious as to what I have been using in this video. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay creative wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.